Hey everybody, I'm Sean.
And I'm Kieran.
Welcome to another episode of Angling Spiders.
Let's go get some tacos.
Welcome back everybody. On today's episode, we are making fish tacos.
So first we're gonna make the Angling Spiders taco seasoning.
And then I'm gonna fry up the fish and assemble the tacos. And this is going to be the same recipe that we used when we talked about pike tacos earlier in the season. Let's get to it.
So this is our recipe for our Angling Spiders taco seasoning. So we're gonna start here with 3 tablespoons of chili powder. Moving on, we have 2 tablespoons cumin. Next, we have 1 tablespoon of paprika. Then we have 1.5 teaspoons of salt. One and a half teaspoons of pepper. 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. 1 teaspoon of onion powder. And last but not least, 2 teaspoons of oregano. Now just grab a spoon, mix it all together, and then you're ready to put it on your fish.
So the next thing we want to talk about is the fish. Our intention, as we mentioned earlier, was to get back out and catch some more pike so that we could actually make pike tacos. Unfortunately, the weather changed. It is now winter and we were not able to get out and get some pike. So for the purposes of today's recipe, I'm using cod. But I did want to talk a little bit about pike. A lot of people don't keep them because they consider them to be too bony. They do have a series of Y bones that run right through the middle of the fish fillet, and they have to be removed before they can be eaten for things like pike tacos. It actually is quite easy to do once you know how to do it. It does destroy your fillet though, so for pike it's very difficult to get a fillet that you can cook that looks something like this with cod. Typically what you're going to have to do on pike, and just to demonstrate, is the bones don't extend along the top, and so if you find the edge of the bones on a pike, you can remove the top piece and you get a strip. Then what ends up happening is you have to follow the bones in the pike right along the lateral line here, in an angle, following that Y right down, and removing that midsection where the Y bones exist, and it'll be on an angle, and that will leave another strip. And then if the pike is big enough, you can actually turn over this series of bones and take a small piece off of that and then throw that middle section out. That's where the bones are going to be. So that's how you prepare pike. It's why it works really well for pike tacos, because you end up with these strips of meat that you can fry and season, and it's not like cooking a fish fillet where you're trying to keep the entire thing intact. So we'll get this in the frying pan, season it up, and move on to making some tacos. Okay, the next step is to fry up some fish. So we're gonna put some oil in the pan. We're just using regular canola oil. And we are also going to be using some butter, a good amount of butter. One of the reasons we put butter and oil at the same time is so that our butter doesn't burn. Let your pan get nice and hot. Then what I've done is I have cut the cod down into strips like it would be if it was pike. This is gonna cook pretty fast, pretty thin. So you want to be pretty liberal with your seasoning. It's already starting to fall apart, just about done. We're going to give it a little bit more on the other side. Once it flakes apart, you're good to go. Perfection.
So I'm just going to go over the toppings that we have. You can use whatever you want, but this is just what we had lying around. So we'll start here with the actual toppings we're going to put on it. We have some cabbage, and then we're going to put some lime, some cilantro, and some olives. Now we have the sauces. We got sour cream, green salsa, and red salsa, and a bunch of different hot sauces. You can use your favorite one, whichever you want. Okay, so here we have the final result. We used flour tortillas, but you could also use corn tortillas. And now it's time to enjoy. And if you like the video, smash that like button, hit subscribe. Until next time, good fishing.
Hey Boots, what do you think of Pike tacos? Yeah, I guess she likes crickets instead.